why I might not recommend intuitive eating for a lot of people, especially if you follow me and you've been struggling with it. Now, I'm a very nuanced person, you guys know that, but when it comes to when we need to actually implement more gentle nutrition and actually implement a nutrition strategy, there are going to be situations where I'm not going to say that your intuition is going to lead you where we need to make progress. So if you're underweight and you need to gain weight, we're obviously just can't eat intuitively and hope for the best that we're just going to actually make progress with that if we're not being intentional about our fueling strategies. The same thing if you're an athlete or you're missing your cycle or you're struggling with binge eating. I would never just say, just eat what you want, when you want, however much you want, because there's a good chance that we wouldn't actually be eating enough to support those goals. Whenever it comes to the approach that I take with my clients, we work top down to make sure that your nutrition needs are actually being met. So that way, when you do transition over to intuitive eating, that is going to feel simple. It's going to feel easy. You know how to take care of yourself to the best abilities, but we cannot do that if under eating is your default, or we don't have the hunger cues to support the goals you have, in addition to making sure that we're covering your relationship to food. Because I very often get ladies who come to me that think that they're eating enough food, but when I do take a look at their food logs, it's really clear to me where there's gaps and where we can actually make a lot more progress. Restriction does not have to be the rest of your life, and intuitive eating is for everybody. But we always have to take steps to getting to this place. Again, if you have underlying food rules, food fears, and you're living with a lot of food noise, or you rely on tracking as that crutch to eat a certain amount of calories each day, you're not actually eating intuitively because you're living with all that noise and all these external factors that are keeping you from actually being able to trust and tap into your body's intuition. So I know, like I said, intuitive eating is something that I want for each and every one of you. But if there are other underlying things that we need to work through first, that is what I like to work on with my clients to make sure that, again, their needs are being met so that we can eventually make that transition to intuitive eating, having more freedom of food, more flexibility, and not having food be this center of your life anymore.